For as long as humans have feared the unknown, they have sought ways to control it. And when prayers, chants, and offerings of fruit or gold failed to sway the gods, one thing remained: blood. Across civilizations, the shedding of blood has been seen as the ultimate act of devotion, appeasement, or power. It is a ritual as old as belief itself, one that binds the physical and the divine in a terrible pact. Blood is life. It carries vitality, energy, the essence of existence itself. To offer it willingly, or to take it forcefully, is to make a statement that reaches beyond the material world. Some saw it as a gift to the divine, a means of securing favor. Others viewed it as a necessary toll to keep darkness at bay. Yet blood sacrifices were never purely religious. Fear and power played equal roles. Rulers used them to enforce authority, ensuring their people believed the gods were on their side. War chiefs demanded them before battle, seeking strength and victory. And in times of crisis, famine, plague, catastrophe, the desperate turned to blood in the hope that the divine would intervene. And though the great temples have crumbled and the ancient altars are buried beneath time, the echoes of these rites have not faded. Blood sacrifice still lingers in modern consciousness, sometimes in disguised rituals, sometimes in legends, and sometimes in shocking events that surface even today. The idea of spilling blood in exchange for power has never truly vanished. In the lands of Sumer and Babylon, where the first great civilizations rose from the riverbanks of the Tigris and Euphrates, blood was the price of order. The gods were not benevolent overseers, but rulers with demands, cosmic beings who required offerings to sustain the delicate balance of creation. The great ziggurats, towering stairways to the heavens, were more than architectural marvels. They were altars where priests, robed in crimson, carried out the will of gods like Marduk and Ishtar. Animals were the usual sacrifice, their blood poured out in sacred basins. But in times of war, famine, or divine displeasure, human offerings were not uncommon. Slaves, prisoners, and the unfortunate were given to the gods, their lifeblood sealing pacts between mortals and the forces that shaped their world. The Egyptian view of blood was not only about offering, but also about passage through the duat, the treacherous underworld where a soul faced judgment before Osiris. The journey was perilous and protection was needed. Blood played a role in this, often through ritual slaughter performed by temple priests. The gods of Egypt, like Anubis, Horus, and Osiris, were honored with sacrifices, sometimes involving sacred bulls, their blood anointed upon statues and temple walls. For the pharaohs, this was an assurance of their divinity, a means of securing favor in this life and the next. Some tomb inscriptions even suggest that in older times, the retainers of a ruler, servants, and warriors were sacrificed upon their death, buried alongside their master to continue their service in the afterlife. The Aztecs did not simply believe in blood sacrifice. They built their civilization around it. To them, life was an unending cosmic battle, and their gods required nourishment in the form of beating human hearts. Atop the Templo Mayor, the twin pyramid of Tlaloc and Huitzilopochtli, priests would cut open living captives, offering their still-throbbing hearts to the sky. Their belief was simple. Without blood, the sun would falter, the rains would dry up, and the universe itself would collapse into chaos. Warriors considered it an honor to be sacrificed, prisoners less so. But all served the same purpose: fuel for the divine. The Old Testament is steeped in blood rituals, from the sacrificial lamb of Passover to the elaborate temple offerings outlined in Leviticus. Blood was not just an offering, it was a covenant, a contract between man and God. Animal sacrifices were performed regularly, their blood sprinkled on altars, doorways, and even the people themselves as a means of purification. The belief was that blood atoned for sin, restoring balance between the human and the divine. Later, Christianity would reframe this idea, replacing temple sacrifices with the crucifixion of Jesus, whose blood was seen as the ultimate final offering, ending the cycle of ritual bloodletting. For the Norse, blood sacrifice was a warrior's duty. Before great battles, leaders would hold blots, sacrificial feasts where animals, and sometimes captured foes, were offered to Odin, Thor, and Freya. Blood-marked shields, spears, and the land itself as a plea for victory. More infamously, there was the blood eagle, a gruesome ritual reserved for traitors, where ribs were cut open and lungs pulled outward to resemble wings, a final gift to the gods. Across the vast landscapes of West and Central Africa, blood was seen not just as a gift to the gods, but as a bridge to the unseen world. Many tribal traditions believed that blood contained ash, a spiritual energy that connected the physical and supernatural realms. In Vodou and other indigenous practices, blood sacrifices were performed to open portals, summon spirits, and invoke the guidance of ancestors. Whether offered to the mighty Orishas, the Loa of Haitian Vodou, or the nature spirits of traditional African religions, blood was a conduit, a way to ensure that the spirits listened. At its core, the act of blood sacrifice has always been about one thing: control. In a world where disaster can strike without warning, where the gods, or fate, seem indifferent to human suffering, rituals offer structure. They turn fear into action, chaos into something that can be bargained with. For blood has long been treated as a currency of power, a way to influence forces beyond human comprehension. The days of grand temple sacrifices may be over, but blood rituals have never truly vanished. Blood is still seen as a potent force, a conduit for power, a link to the supernatural, or a declaration of devotion. Some practitioners use it in symbolic rites, cutting a finger to anoint a sigil or adding a drop of blood to a ceremonial offering. Others take it further. While public perception veers toward sensationalism, these acts remain shrouded in secrecy, leaving their true extent difficult to verify. Beyond the fringe of occult practitioners, conspiracies exist of powerful secret societies that use blood rituals for influence and control. Rumors of high-ranking elites engaging in clandestine ceremonies have circulated for centuries, often weaving together conspiracy, fear, and historical precedent. So why does blood still hold this power over us? Maybe it's because blood is the one thing we can't fake. It's raw, real, immediate, proof of life, proof of loss. Even in a world that prides itself on logic and reason, we still use blood as a symbol of sacrifice, loyalty, and transformation. Maybe this is because, deep down, we still believe in the power of an offering, that something must always be given to receive something in return. Is this an instinct woven into our very being, or just the lingering shadow of ancient fears? Now, what do you think? Is the human connection to blood sacrifice purely historical, or does it reveal something deeper about our psyche? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your take. And if you want to explore more forbidden history and occult lore, be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time, may the light guide you through the shadows of the unknown.